Hello, and welcome to the Hilberry Theatre. My name is Samantha Rosentater, and I am a third-year actor from Alabama. You may remember me from last year's performances of The Seagull, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and The Bow Stratagem. For the past 2 years, I have had the amazing opportunity to grow as an artist because of you, our generous patrons who recognize and understand the value that theater adds to a community. So on behalf of the entire Hilberry Company, we thank you for being a part of our family. We hope you enjoy this performance of Mice and Men.
Hello, welcome to the shop. I'm Peter Schmidt and I'm a second-year scenic design student at the Hilberry Theatre. Right now we are working on Of Mice and Men, and I would love to show you around the shop, so come follow me. Well, this is the main part of the shop. This is where we work from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day, building shows for the theater. Typically we got more than one show going on at the same time, and as you can see, there's platformings here for Richard III, and right over there we have bunks that are going to be in Of Mice and Men. They're done painted and ready to move over to the theater space. Well, these are the bunks, and they're weathered, bleached wood, kind of to help show the loneliness kind of feeling that the place suggests. And how we make these is they start off with just boughten wood that you might see at a lumber yard. And what we do is we take them, we'll use a grinder to them or chains to beat them up a little bit, and then we'll paint them to look like the distressed wood. This is the windmill base. It stands about 14 feet tall, and then with the fan blade on top of it, it reaches a height of about 16 feet. Reading the script, the setting takes place on a farm in the 1930s, on the ranch and the bunkhouse and the barn. And I chose this image of the windmill because every farm would have had one. Well, this is the backdrop for the show. It is made of entirely burlap fabric that's painted on. I chose the burlap material just because of its kind of earthy quality. And as you can see, there's ridges at the bottom of the sewn pieces, and those pieces have polyfill stuffing that you can stuff quilts in, or pillows that you can get at like Joann Fabrics, and hopefully that dimensionality will create some really cool lighting effects for the show. Oh, hey Rudy, how's it going?
How's it going?
This is Rudy. He's the technical director for this show. And the technical director basically takes my draftings and my plans and puts them into action.
Hopefully.
So, do you have anything you want to tell our audience?
Sure. Mice and Men was a really unique build. It has a lot of elements that were sort of invented as we were building them. And for the most part, I feel like it came out better than Peter or I ever could have imagined.
Yeah, I felt the show turned out really great, and I'm excited to see it just as you guys are. But yeah, so please enjoy the show, and thanks for coming out and following me around.
Hi, my name is Peter Prouty. I'm a third-year actor here at the Hilberry, and I'm playing George.
My name is Erman Jones. I'm also a third year. I'm from Idaho, and I'm playing Lennie.
What was it like working with Tony Schmidt? The one thing that I will say about Tony is that he's thorough. He is the most thorough director I have ever worked with. Erman and I have spent, there's been rehearsals where we've spent an hour or more just talking and just discussing what a character might want in any given situation without ever getting up on stage. So thorough is definitely the word I would use to describe him, and it's been a very, very pleasant journey thus far.
Tony really dives into like the truthfulness of why you're saying what you're saying. He talks a lot about inner monologue and about nobody ever speaks without thinking. You have to actually have the thought before you speak it. And so for Lennie, that's a big key, because he is such a interesting dynamic character in the fact that he has this disability, but yet he still has thoughts, but his thought process is different from anybody else in the cast, from anybody else in the show.
What motivates George? Survival, self-preservation. This time in America is a very, very tough time, and you have to work very hard to just stay alive. There's a lot of factors that color what George is, but it's surviving through tough times, always with a hopeful eye on this prize that lingers off on the horizon somewhere of freedom, of getting our own place where we don't have to answer to any boss, where we don't have to lift grain bags 11 hours a day, where we'd be our own boss and get to do what we like. And having something of our own and the freedom that comes with it, I think, is what drives George.
A big thing with Lennie is that first of all, he's very tactile. The Steinbeck writes a lot about how he's always touching things, and he's always wanting to feel things, and he likes to touch soft things. But I think it's that sense of comfort that comes from having something that's nice. You know, the play's written right around the time of the Depression, and there's a sense of like this grimy, dirty, dry air in the way the script is written. And so I think for Lennie, his motivation, his drive is to have something that's comforting. It's almost like a security blanket. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for coming to see Of Mice and Men. It truly has been a pleasure doing this, and we really appreciate you as an audience for the Hilberry. It means a lot having such an enthusiastic core group of people who are passionate about what we do, are excited to see what we do, and to watch us learn and grow on this stage. And it means a lot to have you guys on the other side there, knowing that you're rooting for us.
Yeah, it certainly is an honor to be part of such a great story that's so ingrained into the American spirit. And a bit of a bittersweet kickoff to our third and final year here at the Hilberry. So once again, we hope you appreciate and enjoy all the hard work we've done for you on this show. And so just that's it. Thanks again. Without further ado, enjoy Of Mice and Men.